Okay, we are back. Coasterstock is back. It is a cold and rainy start to the morning, but a start nonetheless.
Good luck.
We're soaked from Diamondback, little daggers, but now we got a race. So makeup's still kind of slight. Okay, it is before park open, but this is wild. Yeah. There ain't no way we're going backwards on the train right now. I love it. My mom was like, "Dad, buy me a pair." Best day ever. Oh, Adam doesn't want to say
Over
best
to the
day
right
ever.
here, you can see Misty Decker tracks. And then you also see the turn stop for Whitewater Canyon coming up on your right. If much water gets in there, they will explode.
That's the best look you're going to get. Straight down.
Okay, and love. Oh, this is so cute.
Until I find a better job. 48 years later, I'm still looking for a better job. But I came to Kings Island at like 23 or 24 years old. Didn't know what to expect because, like I said, it was the first time I ever had a shop. The logo's not for sale. I don't sell T-shirts. If you're somebody special, and look to your right, look at the person that's in the right. Now look at the left. You're all special because you got this. So, those of you that are the oldest child in your family growing up, good for you. If you're the youngest, yeah, really good for you. If you're middle, nobody cares about you anyway. So.
Lore out in the community that he was approached by Kings Island to do the Beast.
Curtis Summers Engineering.
Yep, and John was into his retirement and he really didn't want to come out of it. But there's a funny story that he came out and met with some park engineers here at Kings Island and said, you know, all you really need to know is physics. So here are the formulas on the back of a restaurant menu. Have at it. Good luck.
This was the original artist concept that was sent to us for the Beast. We're calling this the Beast. The Frilly Beast? So they changed the whole idea. They took the lantern off, the cow catcher off the front of it. And old upholstery? You don't see that anymore. How many of you have buttons off the seat side? I know you people got it.
Our company did 84 carousels total during from 1904 to about 1937. I still get phone calls to this day, people looking for carousels or carousel parts. Well, don't you build them? And I say, I am so sorry to share this news with you, but our carousel division closed in about 1938. Oh, wow. So I'm really looking forward to the phone call in 2039, where I get to tell someone that carousel division has been closed 100+ years. But we still supply parts for carousels. We just don't do horse carvings anymore or build them from the ground up. But originally, number 79 was built for Coney Island in Cincinnati.
Carousels in 1938, because they were too expensive. Parks just couldn't afford to have a carousel because they cost like $6,500 to $8,000 for the entire carousel.
My, how times have changed.
We won't tell anybody, but we had our graphic artists make a couple of these up and ship them out here, and we'd like the park to have them.
It says, Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters, Inc., The Racer, We Build Thrills. Signed by Tom Revy, President and CEO, PTCI, May 29th, 2025. Thank you so much. All right. And one for Woodstock Express, and one, of course, for the Beast. These will hang proudly somewhere. Was quite an amazing gentleman that I've kept in touch with over the last several years, and I think you are just going to be, hopefully. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Oh, jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Gary Watts.
Oh, Jared,
The founder.
no way. Woo!
The founder of Kings Island.
Woo! Yeah!
Or every so often, he's been here for Winterfest a few times. Sometimes he just pops up and it's like, hey Gary, how you doing? So he loves coming to the park. And he called me a few weeks ago and said, I'd love to come to the park again, and that was before we were going to open, and things just didn't work out, but I called Gary about a week or so ago, right Gary? 2 weeks maybe, and I said, Gary, I got an idea. We got Coasterstock going on May 30th and 31st, and I think it would be phenomenal if you could come and say a few things to the Coasterstock group. Tom Reby and Janine, his daughter, who with Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. I don't know if you know Tom. Don't think so, but
John Allen, that was a legend. In that company for years.
Tell us about John Allen.
We knew we wanted to build this park, and our park, Coney Island, Walt Disney visited. It was deemed to be the greatest park in the country, but it was on a floodplain. We'd flood every year and became more and more difficult. Long story. We moved up here, which is another long story, but when we planned this park, when we had Coney Island, we had the greatest coaster in the country. It's called the Shooting Star. Just an outback, negative G coaster, but everybody loved it. And we thought, we want to build a great coaster up here. What can we do differently? So I researched the thing a little bit, and I remember in the 20s, racing coasters was a big fad. I don't know why they died out, but we wanted to revive that concept, so we built the racer coaster. When we built the thing, we needed some expertise and some experience to help us out. We had some pretty good coaster guys, but we didn't have John Allen at Philadelphia Toboggan, and he was a legend then. So I called him, I explained our situation, that we needed a racing coaster and we needed you to head it up. And he said, Gary, I love you guys, but I've been trying to retire for 2 years and I can't do it. So I said, John, are you coming to the convention next month? And he said, yeah, I'll be there. And I said, well, we'll see you there. So we ran into him. I was with my father at the time. And we got John Allen down in this famous bar under the Sherman House Hotel called what the heck was that? Some Well of the Sea or something. We got John down there and we started to drink a thing called a martini. And after a few martinis, starting with my father and John picking it up fast and then me, we asked John the question again, John, are you sure you can't do one more? And he turned to me and he said, God damn it, Gary, I'll do one more. And I called my friend Earl McCoy, who was general manager of Six Flags over Georgia, and we learned a lot from them. That organization invented pay one price, which is a staple in the industry today. So anyway, I finally got my friend up here who ran that park, Earl McCoy, after stealing some of the ideas down there. And he came up here one day and we're just beginning to walk down International Street. He couldn't believe International Street. Then we saw a line that seemed to be creeping out on International Street. And he said, what's that? And I kind of sheepishly said, I'm not really sure where that's from. That's a long line. So we veered over and we finally got to the Racer roller coaster. And he looked at that and he gasped. We got him on the ride. He got off the ride. He said, I'm going to build one of those son of bitches next year if it's anything I do. And he did. And they called it the Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags over Texas. And it was wildly successful. And from then on, the hell of the old idea of imagery, all the Six Flags parks, everybody started building roller coasters again. And the coaster wars were on. So I would just say this, the coaster is king 100 years ago, it's king today, and in 100 years it's still going to be king. Greatest ride ever.
I did not start in this industry like a lot of our seasonals and like a lot of our full-time people who made a career out of, they started when they were a seasonal ride operator or whatever, and now a part of our management team. I was so fortunate in 1999, called luck, destiny, divine guidance, whatever you want to call it, to end up here at Kings Island. I had visited this park, back in the 70s. 1974 was my first visit. And I've loved every minute of it. Absolutely loved every minute of it. And what I love the most is seeing you, and like I said, the millions of guests who come to this park every year have a great time. And I thank you for being, being part of the coaster clubs that you are. You're important. You're important to this park. You're important to the industry. And I thank you for being here today. It's number 250 of 250. Back in 2012, when we tore down the Beast, we created a Son of Beast, what are we going to say, commemorative. It's a piece of the track from Son of Beast roller coaster at Kings Island from 2000 to 2009. It's number 250 of 250. Number one, the first one, Greg Scheid has. I guess he was the GM then, and he said, which one do you want? And I said, I want the last one. I was here when that ride opened, and I was here standing on the hillside the day it came down. So what I want to do, I know I'm going to run over, sorry. What I want to do today, and I've signed the back of it, Coasterstock 2025, Mike Coombs, GM number 11, October 2016 to May 2025. Thanks for the memories. Kings Island supports an organization, a charitable organization here in Southwest Ohio called A Kid Again. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. I know some of you probably have. Kings Island has been a part of A Kid Again Last year, we provided over 7,000 complimentary tickets, drinks, and food for these kids who go through life-threatening illnesses, for their families, and it's what we do, right? Two people right now? 2,800, Tom? 3,000. Pardon? Sold for $3,000.
90% correct prediction rate. I don't know. Accuracy, that's what I meant.
I did too. Please start yelling.
So, this is pretty good. It has chunks. It's very cinnamony, but it's also very cookie dough and very birthday cake, and it's delicious and beast.
Which way does it come from? This way? Oh, right. It comes from behind us, Cole.
park to grab dinner before night ERT. I got my Enrique's, but I am eating at Kobe Barbecue. Don't ask questions. And yeah, I want to grab a couple rides on Lake Racer and Adventure Express before we. I'm gonna try to marathon off because it is on ERT tonight. And then of course we have Backlot and like Beast. You know Beast won't clear out for a while, so I'll give that time to clear out after the park closes. Do some other stuff in the meantime.
I'm signing off. I'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Please secure all loose articles. Loose articles are not limited. You may put articles to the table, but they are not.
Going for 5. So that was like ride 6, I think. I think it was 11:21. I'm gonna ride like 2 more times. And then do something else, I guess. I don't know. I could just do this for another half hour. Okay, the ride-ups have been real fun with this. Most rides have been lights on. One ride, he kept just like flipping it on and off. The last ride, he had it off the first half of the ride and then turned it on the second half of the ride. Like, as we started rolling on the mid-course, it's like, you know what? Yeah. All right, let's try this again. I got 8 rides on FOF in an hour. Excuse it being so dark. It is 11:30 at night in Coney Mall. But I got 8 rides on FOF in an hour. My very last ride was a Zen ride. Could I have run more? Yeah. I also want to go ride Beast and hang out with some people, and I was the only one doing this. So it's like, whatevs. In the car, we don't need to listen to Chili Peppers. In the car, forgot to keep a recording while I was at the park to end my night because we got last shot of the night on Beast. Beast at 12:30. Actually, we got off at 12:40. Goes crazy, especially at Coasterstock. So we rode Beast 3 times after I stopped with FOF. And yeah, and it is 1 a.m. I'm editing this and going to bed because I gotta be back up at 7:30 to be at the park at 8:30 again tomorrow morning.